You know, so this weekend I wasn't able to take Saturday off and, just kind of soak in the playoffs. I had to work. So I took my lunch at about 3 o'clock. I'm driving home real quick. And as I'm driving home from lunch, I decided I would look at my phone real quick or whatever. Because, hey, the Nets are playing, right? I turn it on, I see it's the fourth quarter, and I see that we're down like 10 points. And I'm like, there is no way. And the only thing I can think to myself is one specific word, and that word is pathetic. That's all I kept saying. It wasn't like it was like a long rant in my head. I just kept saying pathetic as I was driving home. By the time I got home, the game was pretty much over. Mikel hit those 2 3-pointers that were absolutely meaningless at that point. And they were putting the yellow tape out to make sure individuals couldn't get on the court. You heard the PA announcer saying thank you for a season, Brooklyn. And the Nets had been swept for the second year consecutively. So again, all I'm thinking about as I'm watching Tobias Harris do his post-game interview, who sounds like J. Cole. He should rap and do impressions of him, but that's neither here nor there. All I could think about is one word. And that word again was pathetic. Just pathetic. I'm thinking about all the things that we knew going into the game. Joel Embiid's not going to play. We have basically a completely healthy roster with the exception of Ben Simmons. And we lose the game? Pathetic. I get off of work. I go to YouTube real quick. I see that they have the post-game interviews up. Now, normally, when there's a game and I'm, watching it live, I don't have the benefit of seeing the post-game show. I'm just going off of what I watched in the game. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I get to hear from the players for a change. You get the context of what was going on. Spencer Dinwiddie's up there with Claxton. Claxton is visibly shaken. Spencer Dinwiddie is in denial that he has done anything wrong because he scored his 20 points. So he could not have possibly done anything wrong or played terrible the entire series, but cool. Mikel, I've never heard a Mikel Bridges post-game interview before, so I don't know if he normally speaks in broken English, but I'm assuming he was just choked up. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but he was blaming himself for the loss, which rightfully so. He played like trash in this game. Cam Johnson, I can never really tell with Cam Johnson what his vibe is, so I don't really have much to comment on his interview. And Jacques Vaughn was out there basically defending the fact that he went out there and had the same general strategy for 4 games in a row and expected a different result. So I was like, okay, that didn't make me feel any better, but all right, it's cool. I'm home now. Let me watch the game. Maybe something happens in the game to where I'm not going to be as angry, depressed, or upset with the result. Because again, I already knew they lost. So I'm like, when I watch the game, maybe it'll be different. Now, as I was looking at the score on my lunch break, again, just rewind a little bit, I saw 2 specific things. I saw Cam Johnson touch the floor. This man got crossed over by James Harden so hard that he was doing push-ups mid-game, basically, to 2 feet to the earth. And I saw Patty Mills get flung into the first row by a James Harden crossover. Now, obviously, the Cam Johnson one, I'm thinking to myself, well, that's something I can harp on in the video. Again, where is this alleged defense from Cam Johnson? But then the second one just made me pause in my tracks. Patty who? Patty who? Patty who? Patty Mills? Patty Mills is in the game? I said, oh, wait till I watch this. So I'm watching the game. It's very competitive. We basically have the lead the first 3 quarters. Then we lose it a little bit. then we're at like mid-fourth quarter, and that's when the wheels just fall off. Now, before we get to that part of the game, I would like to say Claxton, when he was allowed to be involved offensively, played really, really well. I think he only had like 2 fouls in the whole game too, but we expected that with no Joel Embiid. Spencer Dinwiddie in the beginning of the game, like the first quarter, was playing very, very well, then just fell off the face of the earth. Mikal Bridges and basically everyone played well in the first half of the game. Something was weird about the third quarter to where you felt like, oh, this is going to be a close one. But that fourth quarter, man. And some of the decision-making by Jacques Vaughn was questionable as always. The fact that Patty Mills played at all, interesting. Just interesting. Joe Harris and Seth Curry were out there at the exact same... Hold on one second. There's a cockroach right here. You ain't gonna live to see tomorrow. Hold on. You ain't gonna live to see tomorrow. Where'd he go? He went in the thing. Now come back. Gosh dang it! Cockroaches are quick. I don't know if y'all deal with that, but them joints is quick, man. Like, if you catch them, you gotta, like, hit him immediately. But what happened was he went, like, under my little toothpaste joint, and I wasn't gonna, like, kill the toothpaste thing, so I flip it up, and Buddy just, like, runs and goes in a crevice somewhere. We got roaches. Gosh, dang it, I hate summertime. Anyway, so again, Patty Mills got to play. Red flag number 1. Seth Curry and Joe Harris played together at the same time on the court. Red flag number 2. Joe Harris did not hit a single three this entire playoff series. That's not a red flag, but just more of just a case for it's time to move on from Joe Harris, especially when you think about that man is making in total $73 million to not produce in the playoffs. And again, it's not like he just had a bad game or 2 bad games or 3 bad games. He didn't hit a 3 the entire playoffs. I don't know how many more times he has to choke in the postseason before we're ready to move on from the bum. Joe Harris, it's time. Get out. Joe Harris cannot be on the roster come fall. That is a have to. We can go back and forth on Cam Johnson all summer long. We don't have time to do so. But one thing we're going to establish right now before the offseason even begins: Joe Harris has got to go. And you can't defend it. You cannot defend it. He is garbage. Seth Curry might not be able to play defense, but at least he hits a shot. And what's most disgusting with the Joe Harris thing is, like, if it's a situation of maybe someone is unable to make a layup or is just getting outmatched physically, or maybe they're a defensive guy or something like that, or maybe they can't rebound, or they're getting, like, obliterated in some other category, then it's like, okay, I can see how we can work with this. But we're talking about someone whose entire job is to hit open threes. And again, Joey's not getting blitzed. I'm talking open threes. He can't do it. Again, if he was a defensive guy like Finney Smith and he just wasn't getting the rebounds, you could say, okay, he just got out hustled. Maybe he wasn't feeling it. Maybe his head just wasn't in the game. Maybe he's tired. There's a bunch of different factors. But you can't hit an open three? And here y'all go. You can't beat Joe Harris in a shootout. You can't beat Joe. What? I don't know. Can I dunk with LeBron James? No. Can I finish with Kyrie Irving? No. Can I outrun John Moran or Westbrook or something like that? Absolutely not. But are you asking me, can I hit a wide open three-pointer? If my job is to play basketball, I'm almost a 10-year veteran, and my only job is to hit open threes. Can I hit an open three? I think so. Like that whole thing of like, oh, you could never know how hard it is to be a professional athlete. I got you. I feel you. Yes, they're pro athletes. But if we're talking about the ability to shoot an open shot, and I feel the same way about free throws. Like laying the ball up amongst people who are giants and who are literally like genetically, like they're mutants. It's like we're watching the X-Men. They are literally mutants. They're genetic freaks that can do amazing, things that we can only dream of because of literal genetics. They're taller. They can jump high. It's just like a freak shoot in the spontaneousness of evolution. This is biology we're talking about right now. But I'm talking about the ability to hit an open shot. If you give me the same amount of training and the same amount of prep and the same amount of professional time that Joe Harris has, I'm hitting at least one of them joints. You telling me all 4 games he couldn't hit one? I'm hitting one of them. Again, I can't dunk. I probably couldn't get a layup off. I probably couldn't I probably couldn't even pass the ball or dribble. But you're telling me an open shot for 3? I'm hitting at least one of them. I have no sympathy for three-point shooters. I do not. Because you have the easiest job out of anyone. Your skill isn't you jump high, you run fast, you've got some crazy mutant ability. You just shoot. And when you're wide open and can't hit it, there's no excuse. You're a professional athlete. Three-point shooting specialists and people that can't make free throws, I have no sympathy for. That is a normal person ability. And you're getting paid $73 million over 4 years and you can't hit an open shot. There's just no excuse. Get Joe Harris out of here. I got off track. I apologize. I didn't mean to go that long and that detailed on Joe Harris. That's just been sitting on my heart. Like it really makes me sick. Like I have to work for a living. Like I gotta go through normal people. I got roaches in my, you feel me? I got normal people stuff to worry about. And Joe Harris is getting $73 million to not do the one thing we ask him to do. And again, this isn't just some bum saying, why didn't you jump higher? Why didn't you run faster? I said, why can't you hit an open shot? Disgusting. So anyway, you got bums like that out there, and Cam Thomas doesn't play at all. We're beyond words at this point. We have detailed over the last 2 months now all the reasons why Cam Thomas should at least get some sliver of minutes, especially if Patty Mills is getting minutes. That is just inexcusable. But the thing is, I can't even put the blame on Jacques Vaughn like that. While I will say having the strategy of shoot a million threes when there's no Joel Embiid is so... oh my God, it's so brain dead. It's so I'm running out of words that's not profanity, so we all know how I feel about Jacques Vaughn. The fact that he had basically the same strategy again offensively when there's no Joel Embiid, drive to the hoop. I mean, why would you tell him to shoot 53s? It just doesn't make sense. He cannot be that disconnected with reality. But again, I can't even put it all on Jacques Vaughn because I'm looking at the people that did get to play. Obviously, Jacques Vaughn is not helping things, but there's like a time where you have to step it up on your own. You're the ones that are out there. You got to make it work. Spencer Dinwiddie saying things like, oh, well, we just followed coach's game. No. Don't throw Jacques Vaughn under the bus. We all know he don't know what he's doing. That's common knowledge. When we're talking about the end of the fourth quarter, when the wheels fall off and Tobias Harris is cooking y'all. And by cooking, I mean they're passing the ball around to try to get they're hunting Spencer Dinwiddie, looking for the switch so Tobias Harris can back him down and shoot over him. That was the game. That's how we lost the game. They just hunted Spencer Dinwiddie on defense with Tobias Harris in the post. It's basically an open jump shot when he turns and shoots. But if we're getting outscored and can't nobody get a shot to go at the end of the game, again, the easy thing to do is say, why didn't Jacques Vaughn put so-and-so in? Why didn't Jacques Vaughn put so-and-so in? Why didn't Jacques Vaughn put so-and-so in? Let's talk about who was in the game. Claxton is free of all slander because he can't get his own shot. He's not given the option to. He just has to wait until someone remembers, oh yeah, there's no Joel Embiid, let's dump it to Claxton. So we take him out of the equation. You're talking Cam Johnson, Spencer Dinwiddie, Royce O'Neal, Mikal Bridges. You're telling me the four of y'all couldn't figure out how to put the ball in the basket when it mattered? Again, Mikal made 2 threes at the end of the game when we were down like 12 with like 38 seconds left. That doesn't count. I'm talking about in that 4-minute stretch where Tobias is just cooking us. And we can't score. Spencer, you can't find a way to get someone open? You can't find a way to run the team efficiently and a way to get individuals the shots that they need? Royce O'Neal, the 3 little pigs were so happy when they saw you throwing up those bricks because they said the big bad wolf is never going to get us. This man, Royce O'Neal, got us covered. I mean, just lining the bricks up. Cam Johnson, again, I don't understand what he does. I know he'll occasionally hit a shot, and he's friends with Mikal. But again, I put him in that Finney Smith category where it's like, what does he do? And Mikal, there's just no excuse. There is just no excuse to come up like that. I mean, Buddy was shooting air balls. I think he ended the game with 14 points. God, I hope I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure he only had 14 points the whole game. There is no excuse. And I'll make fun of him and call him a role player, but this is, again, the magic word of the day is pathetic. It's just pathetic. Let me look at this box score real quick. Mikal ended with 17 points. Again, 3 times 2, 6 of them. So we'll take away 6 of them because he hit those 2 threes in the last 30 seconds of the game. So 6 minus 17 is 11, right? Is it? Is it 11? Hey, Siri, shut up. Shut up! What is 17 minus 6? Hold on. Hey, Siri. What's 17 minus 6? 11. I was right. Okay. Hey. I just wanted to make sure, okay? I just wanted to make sure. So you had 11 points. You had 11? That is, this is the sorriest stat line from a starting lineup I've ever heard in my life. Mikal had 17. Again, 6 of those came in the last 30 seconds, so he had 11. Mikal Bridges scored 11 points in an elimination game. Claxton had 19. Shout out to him. Wow, and 12 rebounds too. Jesus. Spencer Dinwiddie had 20. Finney Smith had 8. Again, Finney Smith only played like 15 minutes, but cool. Cam Johnson had 11. Seth Curry had 6. Joe Harris had 4 points. I think he hit like a layup and some foul shots or something. Royce O'Neal had 3. He was 1 for 6. Jesus Christ. And that's it. One, two, three, four. 4 players scored in double digits. Wow. In an elimination game. Again, I don't care if Jacques Vaughn had them out there playing in tutus. Tutus with Timbs on and Spider-Man masks. I don't care if Jacques Vaughn said every time you go out there, I want you to do the worm and then pick the ball back up and shoot it before you take a shot. I don't care what the stipulations were. I don't care if this is like a video game where like the sliders are turned up, or it's like it says in the beginning, like you start out with half health or something like that. I don't care what the stipulation was. Tables, ladders, and chairs, whatever it is, steel cage match, whatever the stipulation is. Cam Johnson with 11 points in an elimination game. Pathetic. There's a lot of factors at hand. We've discussed it for the last literal week. A lot of nasty stuff. A lot of people didn't get a chance to play that we felt like should have gotten to play. But at its core, for this particular game, I thought it was a pathetic effort. In an elimination game, y'all only scored 88 points. And maybe I'm giving them more than what they actually scored. It might have been less. That is pathetic. As a team. That is pathetic. I don't want to talk about Damian Lillard. I don't want to talk about what this means for certain individuals. I don't want to talk about who stays or who goes outside of Joe Harris, because I don't want to hear it from y'all Joe Harris apologists. I don't want to hear it. I am embarrassed to be a Brooklyn Nets fan right now. My phone been blowing up all afternoon. All my friends from all other fan bases are hitting me like, yo, you couldn't get one? I wouldn't say the whole series was pathetic, but this particular game, nah, it's just inexcusable. It's just inexcusable to go out like that. And it should eat them alive. You remember when we lost in the second round to the Milwaukee Bucks? Everyone was just livid, and you could tell it like messed with them psychologically. Like, Blake Griffin was disgusted. Kevin Durant was like, oh my God, he was so mad. James Harden was mad. Kyrie was mad because he got hurt and then didn't get vaccinated and sabotaged the next season. But, I mean, like all around, everyone was just pissed. Because it's like you were that close and you come up short. Everyone came back ready for war. Bruce Brown, everyone was ready. Last year when they got swept, they were embarrassed. And you could tell it bothered them. This year, I'm not going to name any names, but as I'm watching these post-game interviews, a lot of them don't seem like they care. A lot of them seem pretty content with however much money they made, and they're going to go on their vacations and not even think about this again. I think the Nets organization did the best they could with a horrible situation. Kyrie and Kevin Durant were going to leave this summer anyway. They did the best they could. I think the execution of the pieces we acquired was handled terribly, but I think that's a Jacques Vaughn thing. But if there's one thing that we can blame the organization for entirely, is this whole idea of the buzzword of culture. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? Is this the scrappy grit you wanted? Because if not, you better fix this. You better go into this summer and you better fix it. Sean Marks and them are on the clock starting right now. Fix this. I say it starts with Jacques Vaughn, but you know we can start with Joe Harris. Get ready, Patty Mills. Again, we got a whole summer to talk about this. So for the second year in a row, I get on here in Nets Republic and say the Brooklyn Nets were swept in the first round. So, everyone, pick a second team. Tell me how it goes. I will see y'all next week, sometime in the middle of the week, sometime. A lot of y'all are new to the channel. During the off season, we go down to one video a week, unless there's some type of trade or some juicy news or something like that. Last year, towards the end of the off season, it was like a video every day because of the Kevin Durant thing, but maybe this is a calmer summer. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to go down to one video a week just because I need a break from this. I am so done with the Nets right now. Like, I need a break. So maybe it'll be Wednesday or something like that. But I need to do nothing involving the Nets for like, give me like 4 days to calm down because I don't have anything nice to say about these guys. But that's neither there. Everybody pick your second team right now. Whoever's in the playoffs, make your predictions. You already know I'm going with Atlanta. Just to sprinkle one more thing out there since we're on the conversation of it. Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant couldn't win a single game against the Celtics last year. DeJounte Murray and Trey can. Do with that information as you wish. Anyway, I would say good season, but this has been a horrible season. One of the worst I've ever been a part of. And I hate it here. I will see y'all next week to discuss the next steps, who stays, who goes. And any news that breaks, I will obviously make a video on that. That has been the entire season for 2022, 2023. We covered every single one. 82 videos. We covered every single one, every game of the play. We didn't miss a single one. Some of y'all might not like me, but you got to at least respect the brand. Nets Republic held y'all down a whole season. We didn't miss a single game. We gave you the articles. We updated the merch. Twitter was popping. Instagram. You already know YouTube, I held it down. But come on now. Nets Republic held you down this year. You're welcome. Again, you might not like me, but you're welcome for entertaining you. I'll see y'all next week. Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say. Let's go Hawks. Now, I got to find this roach. Where did it go? That dude was moving quick.